Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. This video is all about growing corn in small spaces. I have a blog called the Rusted Garden Journal. I'll be putting all the information I talk about there, so you don't have to spend a lot of time taking notes off the video. And again, that's the Rusted Garden Journal. Check out the video description. There's a couple of things that are really important to understand about corn and growing it in a small space. First thing is corn has male flowers. This is all the pollen. Those are the tassels up there. All that pollen has to fall into the corn and it has to pollinate all those silks. I'll show you what they look like in a second. That's the female part of the plant, and each silk is connected to one kernel. So if this pollen isn't getting down to all the silks, you're going to get corn that doesn't totally form. You're going to be missing kernels. You can see the wind starting to blow. If you just plant this in a straight line and you do a long row, whatever, 40, 50, stalks of corn, the wind blows left to right, all that pollen is going to be blown away from the plant. You want to plant in a square or a rectangle, something like this, so as the wind is blowing, the pollen is just falling everywhere. It lands on the leaves and it works its way down into the lower part of the corn, and that's going to pollinate the silks. We'll get to them in a second. The other thing that you want to do is water, water, water. The more you water corn every other day, once it's about knee-high, it is going to accelerate in growth. This corn was planted on July 17th. I recommend growing a 65-day variety, a hybrid. You can find many of them. This is silver and gold hybrid, and again, it was planted on 7/17. Today is September 6th. All this growth has come since the middle of July. Most of the corn stalks are 6 feet tall. When you're planting, you're going to read a lot about planting the corn 8 to 12 inches apart. I plant these 4 to 6 inches. Most of these are about 6 inches. In this little space, 4 feet by not even quite 4 feet, I have 25 to 30 stalks of corn growing. That's going to ensure that the pollen is going to fall all the way down into here, and it's going to pollinate the ears of corn. It's really, really important not to plant in a straight line, but plant in a square or a rectangle. I have a video that I did several years back where I grew corn 64 stalks in a 4 foot by 4 foot space, and it was very successful until the raccoons came and ate the corn. They were planted much more closely together than the corn that you see here. But I recommend, if you're just getting started, give them about a 6-inch spacing. You want to water regularly. Setting up the soil, if you have it, you really want to work in a good 2 inches of compost, organic matter into the soil, work it into the top 4 inches. You're going to plant your seeds about 1 inch deep, water them in well. You can throw in a couple handfuls of organic granular fertilizer. You just really want to make the soil well amended. Again, could be compost, leaf grow, organic granular fertilizer. Once you plant the seeds, water it in with any water-soluble fertilizer. These plants love nitrogen. They're heavy feeders. Give them a big drink of water-soluble fertilizer. When they get to about knee-high, you can give them another drink of water-soluble fertilizer. And if you want, when they're shoulder-high, you can feed them again. But typically by that point, you've prepped the soil really well. The plants are doing well. Here's what an ear of corn looks like. You see all those silks coming out. Every one of these is attached to a kernel of corn. And when the ear forms, that's what you're going to get. And you have to make sure pollen lands on here. So as the wind is blowing, you can see some of the male flowers are dropping the pollen down. When this is really ready to drop pollen, you're going to see this dust coming. It's getting very, very close. But all these tassels are really the key to making sure you get fully formed ears of corn. And the spacing down here, again, is about 6 inches. I mean, 4 inches is tight. If you keep the watering up, that works perfectly fine. But 6 inches, I think, is perfect. If you're going 8 or 12 inches, I feel like that's just really, you're wasting space. You can pack the corn in much more closely than we're told. Down in here in the shade, this is all arugula, a little beat up by insects, but I'm growing some cool weather crops down at the base because it's a lot cooler. Just another quick look at the forming ears, the female silks, and then you have the male tassels up there. The rectangle is really important, and you really want to go, I think, about 8 to 10 plants that way, 8 to 10 plants this way. That will make, you know, the minimum square rectangle that you want to grow in. And then of course plants go in the middle every 4 to 6 inches. That's going to work for making sure the pollination occurs. And I want to really stress that because most people don't know that each of these silks gets attached to a single kernel, and if they don't get pollinated, the kernels don't form. When you're going to water, and you can see the leaves here, that's all from me missing watering at some point. We have temperatures again, you know, 6 days into September. It's going to be 95, almost 100 degrees over the next several days. You want to really soak in a good inch or two of water. They really demand water. The more water you give them, the greener they're going to be and the faster they're going to grow. I planted these mid-July. This is really a second wave of corn. You can plant corn in May. Corn prefers soil temperature that's at least 60 degrees or warmer. There's no point in rushing it out. They're frost sensitive. So, you know, maybe the first wave is going in Maryland around May 15th. If I do a 65-day variety like I did here, it's going to be ready to harvest towards the end of July, and I can put in another wave of corn. A lot of people don't think of corn that way. They just plant it once and then they let it go. With 95-degree temperatures every day, I really think you should water this a good inch or two of water around the entire base every other day. The watering is going to make a huge difference. You're going to get much more growth, it's going to stay greener, and it really accelerates. You can almost see the corn grow over a day or two if you really keep up on the watering. Just make sure you don't plant this in a straight line, or even if you're putting 2 rows next to each other, the wind will just blow the pollen away and you're just not going to get good pollination. This is smaller than a 4 foot by 4 foot space. Again, 25-30 plants in there. If you're growing in containers, you want a container that is just wide enough to at least get in, I would say, at least 10 stalks of corn. And you may have to break the tassel when the pollen is shaking off, and you'll see it, it'll be a dust. And you may have to hand pollinate everything, but this is really the minimum. A 4 foot by 4 foot space, plant the seeds 4 to 6 inches apart, and you can have a great harvest. This is going to be ready by the end of September. This is my second wave of corn, technically, in my garden. Please subscribe and follow me. I do a lot of short and to the point videos, and now all my videos will be supported in my blog, so you don't have to take notes from here. You can just go to the blog and print everything out. This is a shorter day pumpkin that I planted after the corn, and it's starting to flower, and I'm going to have pumpkins soon. This should last well into the beginning of October. I will be doing a video on that shortly. You can really save yourself time, save space by looking for the shorter day varieties. Corn that can be grown in 65 days, pumpkins that will mature in 70 days. It really makes a difference. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com, and keep in mind, you got the male flowers up top, you got the female silks down at the bottom, and you have to make sure the pollen all gets into there, lands on a leaf, and it works its way down to where the silks are. Thanks for watching.